Greetings, humanoids. This is Rudolf of Germany, the tall white alien. Well, the last few videos, Carl made a few songs. Carl enjoyed singing, and he should have his time, of course. But today I will speak to you. There is no music, and it is a rather serious subject I will address. Some of you may remember that I'm very concerned about the abduction of children, mainly from the third world, into the Western world for some secret groups, satanic groups, to rape them in a ceremonial way for their personal ill sexual satisfaction and the idea of gaining power by calling through these practices the lower vibrating forces to help them to gain personal power and wealth. These groups are very secretive. Most of the participants are not either the powerful ruling class or people who intend to join them. As we all know, these groups are very secretive, and once you joined and once you participated in such a horrific crime as raping and killing a child for your satisfaction and also personal gains, once you joined a group like that, you will never leave. And if at one point in your life doubt will crawl up on you and you might even want to give yourself up, the ones you want to give yourself up to usually are the authorities, which again, when it comes to the higher ranks, are themselves involved. So there is no chance at all that this horrendous crime ever will be punished. But all this you can read, I informed you already about, and you also can read this in many different other sources and get deep into it. It is nothing new. It is going on for very long times. In the Western world, very sophisticated, of course, in Africa and Asia as well, and South America. And there it is rather religiously motivated. There are certain cults who use also similar rituals for their own enrichment of power and money. The reason I make this video now is to give you a added piece of information, not to speak about the same thing again. And this added piece of information is that the organizations which bring the children, particularly from third world countries, into the Western world, do this so these sick individuals are constantly fed with new victims, and they profit enormously financially of it, of course, but also they have a second part of business which fits perfectly into the first. And this is by stealing, after the rape and the murder has been done by these groups, stealing these dead bodies of their inner organs. Each child, and you can make the mathematics, it's not very hard, not only is being paid for by these sect members, but after the murder has been done, these fresh, still warm bodies are being immediately processed and deprived of all useful inner organs: heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, the eyes, and so on. And when you think that a desperate but wealthy individual is willing to spend for a heart more than 50,000 US dollars or euro, whatever, and for kidneys and liver and lungs, similar amounts, then you can imagine how much each individual dead child is worth to these organizations which use these children for different purposes. Sacrificial, which also brings some money, and control over the ones who participate, and the sale of the body parts. Each child this way is worth more than $150,000 once it is completely taken apart and utilized for their purposes. When you take 100 children, you can imagine these 100 children are worth, just when it comes to the organs, $15 million. We don't speak about the secret groups who are doing business under each other, which adds to the price of a body as well. This is what has not been linked so far. This is not what has been realized by the public so far, that these child traffickers, these child abductors, not only feed the sexual needs of their most powerful clientele, but also use the remains of these poor victims to further gain monetary profit out of. Thereafter, the rest, these empty shells of children, their bones and their useless flesh, then again is being grinded and being put into a pulp, which is being disposed in a way which I have been speaking and singing before of. This is actually the message for today. And like any business which can be done to gain very large amounts of money, there are always people who are scrupulously doing business, no matter how much damage it does to society. And what greater damage can any individual or any group do to society than to rob society of their children, of their future itself? And children are the future, not grown-up individuals which are already trained as robots, have a very limited scope, can only see which they have learned and been told to see, but stealing this world of children which are the only hope planet Earth has for a better future, the only hope the world has that these children might in the future have a chance to see clearer, being not so indoctrinated as the grown-up individuals are right now. Keep this in mind, and I will keep working to find out more and more about these organizations, these groups, and we'll give you more information and try, particularly true children who are right now arriving in the Western world, by interviewing children and young grown-ups, what happened and what they have been experiencing on their way, and what their ideas are, what they speak under each other about their little friends which got lost, which got abducted, what happened to them, who took them, and take it from there. Until next time, Rudolf of Germany.